What's up, Drunken Swede? I wasn't even gonna stream today, but I was like, well, I am kind of doing a major project, so I guess I'll just stream it. I mean, I was taking the day off, but oh my, ah, oh, come on, oh my gosh, snap the drill bit in half. Hate when that happens. So these brackets on the back of the chair, um, see how my finger can go right under this? That's where the screw is supposed to be. These screws snapped in half. So this main bracket was holding the back of the chair up, but these two side brackets, which were somehow still important, were no longer active. They only connected to one part. And so that's why I was leaning back in my chair like at a 20-degree angle. It was like I was laying down. Everybody kept joking, in 5 years I'm going to be literally laying flat in my chair trying to type. And I chuckled it off, but I never realized. I don't know. I started getting skeptical after a while. Like, it does kind of seem ridiculously far back. I mean, I can't even reach my keyboard anymore. I have to pull it onto my lap to reach it. This can't be normal. And so it just hit me. You know what? Maybe I'll like investigate. And then I found out the chair was broken that whole time. Yeah, I didn't think it was normal, and it was bugging me. So, finally addressing it. I need more metal washers. Yeah, it seemed like it was getting worse, too. Every day I felt like I was laying down more and more. And that could have been affecting even my work ethic. How can you work, like, laying down? I feel like if you sit up a little more, you'll feel more productive or something. And my neck was kind of hurting trying to, like, lift my head looking down toward my toes when I'm basically laying down for, like, hours. Straining my neck. I mean, I'm all for a decent incline, but that was getting ridiculous. Or I like reclining, but not that much. Okay. Yeah, we're probably gonna need a few more. This side's gonna be tough. I think I broke it from doing the ab crunches. It was just too much strain on the back of the chair. Which I kind of want to still be able to do, though. I don't know. Plus, I'm a little worried. Where are these pointy, sharp screws going? Like, am I going to lean back or sit on them now? Because I'm screwing them directly up into the bottom of the chair, but I don't know if they'll actually be in play. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I really don't know if this fix is going to work permanently or not. But it's for sure going to work for now. 100%. We'll have to see what kind of long-term prospects. I just don't know. I mean, because I'm really rough on this chair, and I sit in it a lot. Why do you want to ban people? You realize if you get unmodded, you'll have to subscribe to talk. So you have to behave yourself if you want to keep mod status. Otherwise, you'll be stuck only talking in YouTube. What good will that do you? You don't want to be able to chat anymore? We wanted you to be able to chat. But you have to work with us here. Help us help you. Hey! Alright. I think that's the best we can do here. So now we gotta pimp out the chair cushioning again. My hands are dirty. I don't like that. Alright, I gotta take the headset off. I'm trying to decide what to do next. I could either take out these wood screws and put them back in. Actually, that's not a bad idea. The fear is that they'd strip right out of this thin wood on the bottom of the chair. But if I put uh shoot, all I have to put is some more wood on top, and that'd be like it'd prevent it from ripping out. Actually, I got a better idea. Yes! This is so much better. Way better idea. All I gotta do is coat the bottom of the screws with epoxy, and then they can't pull out. They can't be torn out of the wood. Because they'll be thick, and they'd have to, like, rip the wood, like, completely asunder just to get out. Like, they're not gonna get out. And with this method, I don't have to unscrew each screw, put down a strip of wood, and then redo every single screw. It's like, oh gosh, come on. So with this, I just smash a bunch of epoxy putty down, and that will be like my backing. Because the screws are going to want to pull out through this way, going down. When you lean back on the chair, that bracket's going to put downward pressure on the screws, trying to rip them out from the bottom. That's how the other screws snapped in half. The original ones that came with this chair actually snapped right in half. I don't know how much of this we need. I'll start small. I could always mix up another batch. I don't want to waste any. It's very expensive. It's like it's like 18 bucks for that tube. So once the orientation of the back of the chair is corrected, then we can go in and start messing with really perfecting it to preference. But right now, it was like mechanically leaning so far back, I had to put like 9 pillows on this chair. It got too much. Look at all the stuff I had on this chair to try to like make it sit up more. I had that pillow, these 2 boxes, a bunch of foam, air cushion pillow for the bottom, and then that's just a stack of pillows. All that was like mounted in the chair, trying to like reorient myself to sit up more, and I was like, I'm not gonna waste every pillow I had in storage, because I keep backup pillows. You buy them, 8 at a time to save money on shipping. Stick them on a shelf in the closet, wait till you need one. I didn't want to use every backup pillow to try to sit up more in my chair. And I was having a hard time extending the headrest and perfecting that with the amount of pillows that were on the back of the chair, which I had like 4. And so then the headrest was like all messed up. It just became tough to maintain it all. Anyways, trying to let you guys see what I'm doing. That's not working. Yeah, we're gonna need quite a bit more putty. This is such a perfect application for this epoxy putty. Textbook. Because fiberglass and 5-minute epoxy and fiberglass would work here, but this is like so much easier. I just mix it up and just press it in. You don't have to worry about fiberglass particles. You don't have to worry about a mess. This is just quick and easy, and it's going to be perfect. I've been fixing computer technical difficulties all day today. It's funny, like, I took Saturday and Sunday off of streaming, and I mean, they were intended to be days off just to recharge. I felt like I just needed some time off, basically. And, ended up working both days. What the heck's the matter with me? And this is just an example of that. I was pretty much working the whole time. So I guess my only break was just a break from actually streaming the work, but I didn't really stop working. So I guess that's where Anna's gonna really help out. She'll get me to stop working for sure. I never get any work done with Anna around. All she wants to do is go do fun stuff, get out of the house, or watch a movie, or go out to eat, or go shopping. I mean, there's something, you know, kind of like good for me to do, like getting out of my shell when it comes to Anna. So she's a good influence. She'll be a good addition to me in the long run for sure. Short term, it might be like, oh well, I could be getting more work done without her in the picture. But long term, no, because eventually, you know, you can't just work your whole life and not do anything else but work. You'll get burned out. You'll lose all your creativity. You'll start becoming sluggish, lethargic, negative, and eventually just quit. Just from being like so burned out, you'll just like, ugh, you'll just like give up on everything. You do have to have some kind of outside. You gotta mix it up in life. You have to have other things besides just sitting in your room every day your whole life. Even if that's like useful and good as a tactic in the short term, it's not sustainable. Do you know breakdance? No. Alright. Well, now I feel really good about this repair. Indeed. I really do. I mean, basically, the only ways these screws can come out is if they break in half. And I put like 5 screws per each bracket. And my biggest concern were they were going to tear out. I knew I was screwing them into thin wood that forms the bottom and rear structure of the chair. Very thin wood. We're talking eighth of an inch. Now, it's some pretty quality wood, but it's still very thin. And I just knew eventually it's going to just rip out. The screws will just tear out of the wood. But now the way I'm backing it up on the opposite side, this epoxy would have to tear apart too. I don't see that happening. It would have to actually rip this epoxy right apart. And that's just a lot for just using the chair. I just don't see it. Hey, Not everything can be a lie, Drunken Swede. I gotta keep you guys guessing. If all I do is tell lies, then my lies will lose all their effectiveness. So I found this streamer called Destiny through a blog post about, like, I don't know, streaming tips. Sometimes I look up streaming tips, how to be a better streamer, that kind of thing. I don't know why I keep doing it, but it's just interesting, man. I don't necessarily follow what they say, but I don't know. I guess even though I don't put streaming above my businesses, within reason, I want to do a good job. Like, I don't want to do a lousy job just for no reason. Like, with everything you do, you try to do a good job in life, so if I could learn little tips about how to be a better streamer, I'm always looking for stuff on that. And the same applies with anything, like tips on how to be more successful on YouTube or a better entrepreneur. Basically, like a lot of times when I take off from work, I'm reading about like self-help or like tips and tricks, self-improvement, marketing strategies, and I don't know. Through that, somehow I got linked to the streamer Destiny, and I've been watching his YouTube channel, and I really have been enjoying it. He's like super, super smart. He's excellent at debating people, and he's got like himself debating Athene. He's got videos of him debating Athene. I'm sure you guys have heard of Athene. It's got videos of him debating or like interviewing Summit 1G. It's got videos of him like giving financial advice to Ice Poseidon. He's a pretty big streamer and YouTuber. He's got like 63,000 subs on YouTube, which is not huge, but for a Twitch streamer, that's a huge amount of subs for YouTube for a Twitch streamer who's a streamer first. Most Twitch streamers' YouTube channels are pretty like low views because they don't have time to like dedicate to YouTube. They're just like kind of doing that with their extra footage or whatever. Or a lot of times they'll have like somebody else do their YouTube. That's how they could do really well, is if they hire a separate YouTube team that like takes their streams and like highlights them. But I mean that also has to do with leveraging a super successful stream, like really top streams. If you run a small stream, I don't know what's gonna happen to your YouTube. It's not looking too good. But yeah, so he's doing pretty well on YouTube, and I guess he gets like 4,000 viewers on Twitch. So I'm sure you guys have heard of him. I just hadn't heard of him, and I was enjoying his content. It was pretty good. Alright, so that's like the base layer.